Hello students, I am PK sir, and today we are going to discuss the chapter 4 Central Islamic Lands from the page 83. Okay, hope you are all well. So let's start the first point, the Umayyad and the centralization of the polity. Right now, as you all know that Muawiyah, who founded this dynasty in the year of 661 CE. Okay, and they retained their power for 90 years. After that, the Abbasid started the revolution against the Umayyad, and they became or they founded the another dynasty. Followed. Now, point number one regarding Umayyad. The Umayyad state was now an imperial power. Okay, and it was not based directly on Islam because Umayyad Khalifa, included Christian advisors, Zoroastrian scribes, and other bureaucrats from other non-Muslim backgrounds. Followed. Point number two. Definitely Islam continued to provide legitimacy to their rules. And the Umayyad Khalifas always, appealed for the unity and the suppressed rebellion in the name of the Islam. Right? Point number three. Right now we'll talk about the best Khalifa in the Umayyad dynasty. He was Abd al-Malik. Okay, during the reign period of him and his successor, the Arabian and the Islamic identities were strongly emphasized. Understood? Abd al-Malik, point number two, Abd al-Malik also made a highly visible contribution, okay, to the development of an Arabian Islamic identity. He constructed the building of the Dome of the Rock in the Jerusalem. Even he introduced several kind of coins where Arabian script were used. Followed. Now coming to the second point, we'll talk about the Abbasid. Now, a well-organized movement, it was called Dawa, brought down by the Umayyads and replaced the another family of the Meccan origin. That was the Abbasid in the 750 CE. Understood? Now, the Abbasids. They were the descendants of the Abbas, the Prophet Muhammad's uncle. That's why they believe that they had the only sole authority to rule over the Islamic people. Right? Point number three. Definitely under the Abbasid rule, Arabian influences declined, which was present in the Umayyad Khalifa reign period, and Iranian culture increased. Followed. Now, actually, Umayyads did lot of bad things regarding the other people of their regions, like they given some kind of you can say the promise, right, to the Syrian peoples and the Khurasan peoples, but they didn't fulfill their promise. So for that reason, these Abbasids took this opportunity and started the revolution. Followed. Point number two, the Abbasid Khalifa, moved the capital from the Damascus to the Baghdad. Right. Point number two, central market for all goods. We have seen it was flourished during the Abbasid revolution. Right. Point number three, Abbasid rulers strengthened the religious status, statues, and functions of the Khalifa and patronized definitely Islamic institutions and the scholars. Right. Point number five, Abbasids maintained the magnificent imperial architectures and elaborate court ceremonials of the Umayyad Khalifa, right? So in this way, Abbasid Khalifa or Abbasid reign period was continued from 750 to the 1258 actually, but it was continued for 2 centuries. Understood regarding the Abbasid Khalifa? So now we'll talk the next point, the breakup of the Caliphate and the rise of Sultanate. Now, year by year, Abbasid state became weaker, right? In the 9th century, I mean to say 800 to 899. Actually, there was two reasons for the decline of the Abbasid Caliphate. Point number one, the decline of the Baghdad controls over the distant provinces. Okay. Point number two, one conflict started between pro-Iranian and pro-Arabian factions in the army and the bureaucracy. Because I have told you that during the Abbasid Khalifa, actually, Arabian influences decline and Iranian culture influences. So that's why there is this pro-Iranian and the pro-Arabian faction you can find out in the army and the bureaucracy, right? Point number three, as a result of this kind of conflicts, a civil war broke out, okay, between the supporters of the Amin and Mamun in the year of 810, okay. Actually, they were both they were the son of Khalifa Harun al-Rashid, and definitely after the civil war, you can find out the different kind of fragmentation started or happened under the Abbasid rule, right? Point number four, after the civil war, a number of minor dynasties originated because Baghdad lost its control, like Samarith or Samanid, Ahirith in the Khorasan area and Transoxian area, or Tulunids in the Egypt and in the Syria, right? Point number five. Actually, even in the year of 945, Abbasid lost the control over the Baghdad also because Buyid dynasty actually captured the Baghdad, and Buyid dynasty was a Shia clan. Actually, Muslim religion was divided into two parts, right? According to their thinking. One is Shia, another one is Sunni. So Buyid, who captured the Baghdad, they were Shia clan, okay, and they came from the Iran, right? And it is actually they were in the Iranian cultures, right? Point number six, Fatimid dynasty was another Shia dynasty and which claimed actually they had the sole right to rule over the Muslim world. Actually, Fatima was the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad. So, in the name of her, this dynasty was present. Okay, and Fatimid conquered Egypt in 969, and they founded their capitals in the Cairo, right? So, these all five or six reasons, decline the Abbasid Khalifa, and between 950 between 950 to 1200, the Islamic society was not held together by a single dynasty because numerous minor dynasty were present, and according to the small dynasty they were rulings, okay, but they were united in the other way because their single language of the culture was Arabian, and they were Muslims, so that's why they were united, but politically they were divided. Followed? Point number 8. Now, in this time, we have seen the rise of the Turkish Sultanate in the 10th and 11th centuries. I mean to say 900 to 999 and 1000 to 1099. Okay, it was the third ethnic group that was added in the Muslim society. First ethnic group Arabian, second ethnic group definitely Iranian, and third ethnic group Turkish, right? And these Turkish gradually converted to Islam. They were coming from the Turkmenistan, okay, and they were not the Muslim, but they were gradually converting into the Islam, okay. and Turkish were skilled warriors, okay, and they were working as a soldiers, army generals under the rule of the Abbasid, Samanid or Bayud administrations. But they rose or they achieved their high positions because of their loyalty to the administrations and their powers. Understood? In this way, caliphate system broke up, and the rise of sultanate originated. Now, we'll talk about the first sultanate, Ghaznavid dynasty. Okay, this Ghaznavid dynasty actually was established by Alptagin in the year of 961. Okay, and Sultan Mahmud of the Ghazni consolidated the whole Ghaznavi as a dynasty in the year of 998. Okay, and he ruled up to 1030. Okay, now Ghaznavid was the military dynasty, okay, with their professional army of the Turkeys and Indians also included. You don't know, but Ghaznavid dynasty included many Indian soldiers, because Indian soldiers was much better, as a, they were so much disciplines, and their capability was much higher than any other, right? So these Seljuk Turkeys entered into the Turan. Turan means Turkmenistan, as the soldiers and the armies of the Samanid and Korakhandis. But later on, they achieved their position through their ability, through their military skills. Followed. So, following the death of the Muhammad Ghazani, that means Sultan Mahmud. Okay, I think 1030. Actually, he died. So Seljuk conquered Khurasan in the year of 1037. Okay. After that, these Seljuk Turkeys turned their attention of the western Persia and Iraq, which were the part of the Umayyad dynasty as well as the Abbasid dynasty. And finally, in the year of 1055, they restored the Baghdad to the Sunni rule, because Buyid dynasty was ruling there, and Buyid dynasty was belong to the Shia dynasty, Shia clan. But Seljuk Turkish were the Sunni, so they restored Baghdad, right? And the Khalifa, all Qaim, okay, conferred the title of the Sultan on Tughril Beg. That means Khalifa was there. Even Ghaznavid sultans following the rules and regulation of the Khalifa, but the final authority was the Sultan. So officially, they achieve or assume the title with the help of the Khalifa. Okay, Sultan. Sultan is the king of the kings. Okay, and this mark the separation of the religious and political authority. Before Seljuk Turkeys, okay, political authority and religious was not separated. After the Prophet Muhammad Caliphate system, four Khalifa was there, their political authority and Islam, was going on side by side. Then Umayyad dynasty came, there also political authority and the Islamic identities were going on side by side, and it happened with the Abbasid, it happened with the Fatimid dynasty, Buyid dynasty. But for the first time, after 1055, the when they assumed the title Sultan, it was the reason for the separation of the religious and political authority. Understood? Now we will talk about the Crusades. In the medieval Islamic society, actually Christians were regarded as the people of the book. Why? Because they had the book, na, that Old Testament. Means they were following the rules and regulation what is written in this Old Testament, right? So even in that time, when Islamic culture was going on in the western part of the Asia, they were getting the safe conducted from the Muslim rulers, right? Like pilgrimage, trading, business, all that kind of things. Now Jerusalem was conquered by the Arab in the year of 638, as you all know that, the land of Palestine. The question is that actually, Jerusalem was very holy places for three religions. One is that definitely Jews, another one is Muslim, another one is Christian. And everyone regarded that, like Christian regarded that Jesus crucifixion was done there. So that's why it was their very holy places. So that's why they always wanted to conquer. Okay, and Muslim believe that it was the one of the place where Islam originated. So Muslim also, started it to conquer, try to conquer it. So hostility started between the Christianity and the Muslims, right? And in 11th century, it became so so furious, and the clergy and the nobility, tried to conquer the Islamic area in the name of the God, right? Though during the warfare activities, during the violence activities, the sacred places were forbidden. That means no one would enter into that places, right? Now, the death of the Malik Shah in the 1092, it was followed by the disintegration of the Seljuk Empire, which Seljuk Turkish we were talking about, but in the year of 1092, disintegration started. Now it brought the opportunity for the Byzantine Empire. I mean to say the Christian. Okay, Alexius I, in that time he was the emperor, but he wanted to regain the Asia Minor, northern Syria, because in the ancient time, which was the part of the Roman Empire, right? And Pope Urban II joined with this Alexia I in the year of 1095. And finally, Pope Urban II and Byzantine Emperor called on a war to liberate the Holy Land. Which land? Jerusalem. Okay. Between 1095 to 1291, three crusades were fought between Christian world and the Muslim world. Okay. Now we'll talk about the First Crusade. First Crusade took place in the year of 1099, 1098 to 1099. That means 1 year war was happening. Soldiers from the France and Italy joined with the Pope Urban II and the Alexia I, and they attacked the Antioch in Syria. Okay, so they captured the Antioch and captured the Jerusalem. Okay, so and they started the slaughter of the Muslim and the Jews in the city. And this kind of live report you can find out in the writing of the Muslim scholars or the Christian scholars. Okay, and when they achieved when they captured the Jerusalem and the Antioch, it was regarded as the outrimer. That means overseas lands of the Byzantine Empire. Now, Second Crusade. The Second Crusade took place in the year of 1145. Okay, and it was continuing up to 1149. That means 4 years. When the Turkish captured Edessa in the year of 1144. Okay, the Pope in that time made another appeal for a Second Crusade. A combined German and French army tried to capture, but they failed. They lost the war. Okay, and after the Second Crusade, Saladin, one of the best, ruler in the Muslim world, he created an Egypto-Syrian empire and gave a call for jihad. Jihad means the holy war, okay, against the Christian. And eventually, this Saladin defeated the Christian. 1187, he regained the Jerusalem. Okay, so those Saladin treatments to the Christian people, that was very humane if you compare with the First Crusade. Okay, now coming to the Third Crusade. The Third Crusade took place in the year of 1189 by the Crusaders. Gaining, because in this crusade, Christian army gained very little, some coastal town of the Palestine, and and they got the access that they could travel to the Jerusalem by giving the taxes. Okay. Now on the other side, the Mamluk Turkeys, the rulers of the Egypt, okay, finally drove away all the Christian people from that land. So in this way, crusade, ended, because Crusader lost the zeal. Okay, and when they returned with the bitter memories, so that's why they were focusing into their internal politics to improve the internal politics and economical development rather to start the war. And on the other side, it created another opportunity, because for the first time, Western world and the Eastern world were connecting by the Arabian traders, because Arabian traders, brought the different goods or items from the India, and they were started selling in the European market through Italy. So that was the first countdown for when European got to know about the country of the India. Understood? I hope I explain all that things regarding this matter. Though if you have any problem, definitely you can call me. You can ask me. Got it? Thank you very much for today. And in the next day, definitely I will upload another video lessons. Okay? Thank you very much.